Incongruent. Extreme. Hi again, Titus. That was a really weird choice of words. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. And how is this a literature club and then we're all gonna go home and write poems? Like, I hate grammar. I failed English in grade 8. Cause friggin'... Thank goodness for the no left behind thing. I'm not in the States though. I don't know, we have some program where I failed and I still went to high school, so... I don't know. Titus, nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I keep my word. Welcome back. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Titus. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Natsuki, she's mean to me, man. She's not my friend. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year, and last year too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Manga is literature. That's what I said! Natsuki, that's what I said, my girl! That is what I said! Holy, that is exactly what I said, so why would Titus even care? Literature club is just the manga club with girls. What an idiot. Titus, you idiot. Thank you, Natsuki, for breaking that down for me. I'm so glad whoever made this game realized that distinction. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki pops back into her seat. You may be defeated in the game, but you won. You won in my heart, Natsuki, even though I was hating on you like 5 seconds earlier. Sayori, don't worry, guys. Titus always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, clean my room, do I? That doesn't sound... How dependable. That doesn't sound like something that I would do, or Titus would do. I mean, like I would, but Titus wouldn't. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Sorry, that's why you won't be smoking weed in your bedroom. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? You and Titus can become good friends too. Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh. Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Sorry guys if you hear me vaping, it's annoying you. I have problems. Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Girl, I'm asking you. Spit it out. Sorry made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. Oh, so she knows? What do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation. Don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place. So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal of it if you don't want it to be. Alright, well here. She pulls out a book. I don't want you to feel left out, so I got you a book that you might enjoy. It's a short read, so you should keep your attention even if you don't usually read, because you know, we could talk about it if you want. So this girl, she likes this book and she's like, you want to read it with me or something? Because it's her favorite book. I don't know, what the that seems a little self-centered. she's trying to find out what I like, if she likes me. But no, I'm just kidding. How is that girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she like thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled events for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Celery and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in the book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a bit more. At the same time, I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I'll catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks the same book that she lent to me. Oh, it's the same book that she lent to me? More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Yuri, see, now the music's changing. Crap. Okay, so crap's in the game, so I can say crap. Sweet. Crap, 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 crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks around another glance at me, and our eyes both meet for a split second. So wait, did that poem decide that I apparently liked Yuri? Or Yuri liked me? Or something? Was that why the character was jumping up and down when I picked creepy words? So this is the creepy word girl, so I've decided not to trust this bitch then. I'm just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. I was focused. Then I probably wouldn't have noticed it in the first place, but I'm just rereading this bit, so. That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason, just curious. How come you have 2 copies of the same book? Yo, Titus, you're such an idiot, man. Obviously she got it just so you can read it, or she went to the local library and got it. Sorry if you guys can hear rummaging in the background. I just want to halls. I haven't talked this much in a while. Screw it. I found a candy bar instead. It's a delicious one. It's called Delicious. Simply delicious. Yuri. Well, then I stopped at the bookstore yesterday. That's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. Oh, yesterday you did this. After you met me, huh? And why would you... Okay, she bought 2 books yesterday, so she doesn't even know she likes it, and she just gave it to me and started reading it. There's this big pause. Oh, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something very obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What is it about anyway? Well, Yuri closes the book and scans her eyes and looks over. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous looking eye symbol on the front cover. Alright. I just wanted to make sure I don't accidentally give anything away. Basically, it's about this girl in high school who moves in with her long-lost younger sister. But as soon as she does so, her life gets really strange. Okay, she finds the story relatable, remember that. So, the young, long-lost sister moves in with her sister, and it gets strange. She gets targeted by these people who escape from a human experiment prison. And while her life is in danger, she needs to desperately choose who to trust. No matter what she does, she ends up destroying most of her relationships, and her life starts to fall apart. That's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, but that's so dark. That took a dark turn, or that dark turn came out of nowhere. Ahaha, Yuri gently giggles all of a sudden. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing? Well, I'm not if you find it relatable. It just makes me worry about you. That's a little weird. Titus? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy these kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. Like, is she plotting something? It's just that those kinds of stories, I'm just like really on edge because it says on Steam it's a psychological game, and right now I'm just bored as heck reading through all this dialogue. I challenge you to look at life from a strange new perspective. And horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because they have their own goals, their own philosophy that they want to believe in. Then, suddenly, when you thought you related to the protagonist, they're made out to be the naive one for letting their one-sided morals interfere with the villain's plans. What? That's weird. I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. I know this girl's anxiety well. The talking too much and then all of a sudden... Yeah. Yuri, I'm sorry. Huh. Please don't apologize, for real. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. Great. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. Yeah, that's called reading. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And, oh no, never mind. My mistake. And please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, as well as... I might as well start reading it. She's like, yeah, you don't have to. All nervous. What are you saying? Of course I'm gonna read this book. And look, Titus is basically like, look, you're flip-flopping back and forth, girl. Honestly, I know you're anxious, but come on, just come out with it. I'm gonna read the book, leave me alone. Alright, you gave me the book, I'm gonna read it. I quickly retrieve the book, give me that book, snatch it out of her hands, put that in my bag. Alright, done. It's fine if I sit here. So I'm sitting next to this girl now. So I think that poem did have something to do with who I was talking to. I don't know. It sure seems like it. Are you sure? You seem a little abrasive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. What? That is reading in company with someone. What are you talking about? You're in a literature club reading with people all the time, right? What? Alright. Titus, I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. Open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not particularly a bad thing. Maybe a little distracting. But the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. Oh, that's kind of... sorry. I was just... Yuri, you really apologize a lot too. Oh man, I feel bad for Yuri, because I'm Yuri, except not purple. I do... I don't really mean to. It's funny because I don't trust this person, and yet I'm most like this person. That sucks. That says a lot. I don't mean to. Sorry. I mean, ahaha. Here, this should work, right? I slam my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold the book more between the two of them. Aw, so we're reading together? That's cute. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own topic, or her own book. Wait, she's already started reading, so this is like the third time she's reading it, or something? I don't know. She says she just bought the book, but then she knew about it. I don't know. Once we lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead of using my right hand to hold the book open, I guess it makes it difficult to turn the page. Here. So like, what was I doing? I was standing over here before, like looking at the classroom or something. Now I'm looking the opposite way. Yeah, man, I don't know how people do all this reading. My voice is already getting strained. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and her forefinger. Ah. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. Oh, we're gonna help each other turn the pages. That's so cute. That way I turn the page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face as she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? To turn the page. Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance at her face. Our eyes meet. Did her eye just move? See, I'm down here reading, so I completely don't see that. I don't know how I'm gonna save just in case anything happens. Okay. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as good as... No, you're not used to reading, right? That is correct, Yuri. I actually suck at reading. Excuse me, at reading. Yuri, don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah, thanks. Yuri doesn't ask me anymore if I'm ready. I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it a bit by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning the page almost feels... That's a rhyme. Turning the page almost feels like an intimate exchange. Me and Yuri buried head in the books, just looking over each other's... My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. I wish I knew what the book was about. Well, I guess she's more blunt in a lot of ways. But she also second guesses all the things she says and does. Like she's afraid she'll do something wrong. It's not like I can get into your head or anything. It's not like I can see into your head or anything. But they're kind of reminiscent of some of your mannerisms. I see. Yuri remains silent for a moment. But Titus, that's probably a terrible thing to have in common with her. You said it yourself, that the book reminds you of you. Whatever. That's so embarrassing that you think that. What? Wait. I didn't mean it in a bad way or anything. Sorry, I really didn't know you were self-conscious about that sort of thing. I guess I meant that it's kind of cute. Wait, what are you saying all of a sudden? Monica just butts in. Okay, everyone, she's like, ooh. I think it's about time we shared each other's poems. Yeah, we might not have enough time if we wait too long. Yuri exhales, spared from finishing her thoughts. You alright, like Yuri? You look kinda down. I'm sorry if you haven't been looking forward to this. It's not, it's fine. Yuri releases her hand from the book, causing it to close on top of my thumb. She's sad that we're not gonna read anymore. Alright. I guess I'll do some more reading tonight. Or would you prefer I only read it with you? Oh, yo, my boy Titus slick now! Yuri's like, I guess I don't have too much of a preference either way. In that case, I'll read a little more tonight. It'll be fun to read with you after it picks up a bit, you know? That's good reasoning. In that case, feel free to finish the first 2 chapters in your own time. Alright. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left the book, then slip it back into my bag. By the way, did you want to write a poem? Yeah, man, I totally did. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration, since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share it with? Sayori's like, I can't wait! Sayori and Monica both pull out their poems super enthusiastically, pulling out their poems. How? The medium chocolate. Happy holidays. Sayori's on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. My writing's terrible. And then Suki and Yuri reluctantly complies, reaching into their bags. I do the same. Who should I show it to first? What? This is ridiculous. Because I know one girl, but not me, like King Titus. Only Titus in the game knows her, apparently, in this world. Monica, you only know her as the cub leader. You barely talk to her. And you apparently know her the same way you know the first girl. The other girl you don't even know. The only one you know is Yuri. You gotta pick Yuri. Yeah, because you're the only person I spend time with, so I'm obviously gonna go show you. Yuri reads the poems. I notice her eyes lighten. She's like, that's exceptional. What was it? So I say it out loud. She covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's gonna hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. Why am I getting so nervous for? Ah ha 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 ha. Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before, really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time. Huh? She stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just mean, She trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words of the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been thought that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fitted together, you know? The end result is both the style and expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There's so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work. together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with patience and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the clubs gives you valuable feedback. I think you're a bit biased. And she's like, well, I shouldn't be talking to people like that. Sorry, it's fine. She's apologizing to herself. Titus, do you mind if I read your poem now? Yeah, let me read your poem. Smiling at me dreamily because I'm reading it. After all, isn't this supposed to be the literature club? Okay. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing, it must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. And last, yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. What? Your handwriting is great. It's way better than mine. It's just... I don't know. That was an interesting poem. I should have, broke it down more. I'm sure there's some reason that I'm being shown all this stuff. Unless it's just like a gag or something. Well, I don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting's pretty. It is. Well, it is very nice handwriting. Especially compared to mine. Yuri, that's a relief. I also like the poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. Man, you could write one sentence, 2 words like cat hat. I'd be set. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time showing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts? Actually, this story isn't about ghosts at all, really. I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you only did glance over it. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experience from their work. They usually don't tell more than a simple story or paint a picture. In that case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, as soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too. I'm just like, nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing from you, a thing or two from you. You think so? Now she's all shy again, grabbing her hair. Man, that's the one thing, like I got anxiety in real life. If I had long hair like that, I'd be playing with it all the time. Like, I understand why girls play with their hair. I'd be fidgeting with it. I'd be biting it probably. I'd be just toying around. I'd be like wrapping it around stuff. I'd be like putting nails in it or something. Not like, yeah, just like, I don't know, like, not nails. What am I talking about? Nails. I put like, I don't know, whatever. I'm just being silly now. Titus, yeah, of course. Yuri, you know. I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Titus. Me too. Who am I to show my poem to next? Alright. I'm tired. That's enough for now. Right now, I'm gonna save. It's 21:51. Let's see how much time it's been. 22. Oh, it hasn't even been that long. It's been more than 10 minutes. So, I'm gonna stop right here, and then I'll come back. See you guys next time on the Doki Doki Literature Club.